Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Dose. It's Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Hope you had a nice long weekend. Lots going on. I'm not going to talk here about the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I couldn't stay up, but 60 million people. Oh my goodness. Wow. It just shows you the boxing part is kind of secondary. It's all about stars and events, and that was stars and that was events, whether the boxing was any good or not. I don't know what people expected out of a 58-year-old. I'm older than that. But again, aging's tough in the arena with against people in their 20s. But today I want to talk about an NFL game that was the most anticipated, most, highest profile game of the season that occurred on Sunday afternoon between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, teams we expect to see deep in the playoffs, if not once again, in the AFC Championship game at the end of January. Maybe the two top teams in the AFC, if not the whole league. The Bills and the Chiefs. The point I want to make here is as I'm watching it, I'm realizing, or in my sort of business of football, business of sports way, is that these are two small markets. In the general scheme of professional sports, Kansas City and Buffalo are two of the smallest markets. Yet, they are drawing the most appeal, the most interest, have the biggest stars, and in the prime game of the NFL season now and later in the season. That is something. You know, we talked earlier about the World Series and how it was so great that LA and New York were in the World Series. It was a star-studded World Series. It had the best ratings. It was so much better than Texas versus Arizona last year. And again, number one and two markets in the land. Football is playing with Buffalo and Kansas City, and who knows what the rating will be. Maybe 30 million people watch that. So it's just amazing that the NFL can have so much strength that these small markets can be the ones that draw the biggest fans, rating, interest, because it doesn't matter. Two things are really responsible for that. Number one is complete equal revenue sharing by all NFL teams on the big national media stuff, national sponsorships, national licensing, and most important, national media. So I mentioned that each team gets about a $400 million check from the NFL that includes media and sponsorships and national licensing revenue. That's extraordinary. So Green Bay gets the same amount as New York, as LA, as Dallas, and vice versa. So that is something that's so important to the strength of the NFL. It is, in a word, I know it's the word that causes some angst, it's socialism. But socialism has made the NFL work. The other thing, of course, is the salary cap. And especially compared to baseball, where you have teams in markets like we're talking about here, they can't really compete because they don't have the local revenue, they don't have the revenue sharing as the NFL, and of course, they don't have a salary cap. So in the NFL and Major League Baseball, you have a few $300 million payrolls competing against 4, 5, 6 payrolls under 100 million in the same league. That could never happen in the NFL. So the salary cap is the second pillar that allows for the NFL. The NFL has always believed you're only as good as your weakest link. These fundamental tenets of competitive balance, like a cap and like equal revenue sharing, create that. But yes, I was struck that the biggest game of the year in the NFL was between two of the smallest markets in pro sports. Maybe the biggest games going forward, and you'll see teams like Green Bay get in there. Again, population 100,000 people. It could never exist in any other sports league. All right, just wanted to share that. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later in the week.